Alright, welcome back everyone. New project day, the museum mystery from whatever that create. Maybe it's Roman numeral 2E create. I'm not sure. I think one of those random figure things so they could sell it on Amazon. Is a different company, I assume. Let's see, is it on here? Nah, yeah, that's probably what it is. Just sort of like the alphabet soup companies. Got a fairly standard book Nook box. Pop it open. And while I'm doing this, if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You can see all my successes and all my failures, and I hopefully fix all those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems. We're just building silly little models and having a bit of fun. If you see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop them in the comments, because I'm always looking for more sets. And I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. Okay, and that is not... I hope I don't have to cut that out. Yep, looks like I will though. Yeah, those are. Because those are labeled. Yep, so it looks like I will have to be cutting those out. Okay. I don't recall ever having to cut out shapes for those, but it's possible I have. And it's one of those at some point during all the projects I've done. But let's see here. A new company I haven't used before, so okay, it's a blue whale, so it is museum mystery, so that makes sense they'd have a blue whale on display. Our lights, a little bit of material there. There's bags inside the bag. Let's see what we got. Okay, so there's our blue whale. And lights, and they are plug-ins, it looks like. Yeah. So it all goes off of one thing. It's not a wired-in situation. I think they consider this tape. Some of our grommets and little screws. A little fabric. And there's our battery pack and touch sensor. Alright. And let's take a peek at the instruction manual, see how that looks. So far, pretty good, really good printing. That's good. Yeah, looks like really nice photos and good details. I'm digging it. I was actually going to have a clockwork in it. Looks like it. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be one of those that has reveals the clues of the mystery as we go along. Okay. Those are fun. It's very similar to the Rose Detective Agency doodads. Okay. And let's take a look at our pieces, and we'll call it, well, we won't call it a day, but we'll call it an unboxing, and then get on to some building. Let's see here, get you started. Interesting shape for a back cover. I sort of like that. Definitely different. Looks like it's going to show through the back. There's one side and the other. Looks like kind of a window to the inside of our. I like little details like that where you can actually see different angles than you usually do. And then get into our sheets here. So just a plain. And I guess maybe sideways would be better on these. Let's see. Double printed on some of the pieces, so that's cool. Just on one side on those. This looks like one side is to the flooring. Yeah. And then some of there's our hero, I guess. And not many sheets to go on, so that shouldn't be, definitely going to be a shorter build than some of the ones I've been doing lately. Those 15-day builds are rough. But get all these guys back together. But that's everything that comes in the box. So I'm going to grab the first few steps and we will get going on this thing. Be right back with that. Okay, here we go. Jumping right into our fabric part. So that's fun. But it's a different way. I hadn't seen this done this way before, so I'm sort of excited to see that. Let's see, you got these guys. They're the same. See, so they're going here. Okay, and these. Okay, looks like, feels like rather, we're going to need do some glue reinforcement on these guys. Well, let's see what happens when I put the last piece in. Maybe it'll be more. Nah, definitely going to be using some glue on this one. And on pieces like this, I do not mind using the old super glue to get one of my nozzles of precision out. And the old, I promise I'm not sponsored by Gorilla Glue. Okay, so so we're starting. Got our. I guess I can come a little bit closer. I think everything's pretty small tonight. So the loose bit, the forward, because that's where the back goes towards the sort of rounded. Yeah. Okay. So let's just put. We run in there and just do drop there, and drop there, and super glue. You make sure you're doing it right the first time. Pressure for a few seconds. Grab me a swab. The excess there and there. Leave you handy because you're going to be, if all the pieces fit like this, we're going to be using it a lot tonight. Now, the same thing, just do it on this side this time, I think. Same principle, just same amount of glue, just here instead of there. So make sure you get it facing the right direction too. Okay, got some excess down here on this one, but still. Not too bad. Now, back goes in there. Sort of. I guess that's a little snug. Make sure we get a good flush fit there. So I'll just drop in our notches here. Get in there and then. Okay, that looks a little better. Pressure on the back here. Good contact. And then wipe it off the outside anyway, so maybe I won't glue myself to it. Maybe. Okay. Now, this guy, it looks like we're going to just have it hanging around the edges a little bit. And we're going to push it up through the middle. And that's going to supposedly stretch it out. The way it looks like they're doing it anyway. But we're going to... Let's see, which looks like this side looks a little fuzzier, so I think I'll do that side. But let's get my cutting board out. Let's make it a little bit bigger. I think will be the way to go. It looks like it's just gonna mush down in there. I hope so anyway. They don't really give. Well, they're saying 15 by 15, so it's mil. So let's see how that goes on. So I got centimeters there. So this one, this one. So, okay. Okay, so that's one, so that's my half there. Okay. One half, so something like here. Here. Didn't separate, at least I got it scored so I can now. It did not, so, but I got it marked. Okay. Now it says I'm supposed to glue it onto the center there. I can't imagine this isn't going to seep through. Let's do. I always have the best luck with hot glue gun on fabric. So I'll get out my handy dandy cordless hot glue gun and wait for it to give me 2 blue lights here. And I'll see how small of a dot I can get on the middle of this thing. And come on, there you go. Now just east. It's supposed to be good to go now. There you go. Get you pretty close to centered. All right. Which way is my? Okay. Here's our front. I would suggest go a little bit long on it. Looks like it's not going to be cooperative here. Or maybe do it before you. Okay. Yeah, let me try again. Okay. I think the glue is good. Just need a little more material to create that flap. So go that. And hope I don't need this for something else later on. I've still got that original piece and a pretty good chunk left, so we'll find out. Now, once I turned off my glue gun, I tried it. I think this will work a little better. A little extra material here to sort of get in there. Yeah. Wasn't expecting this one to take 10 minutes. It fired out of this time, so let's... Okay, let's get you centered pretty good. Trim any excess that I need to. Okay, yeah, I think this is going to work better. Just gotta. Yeah, that looks much better now. I just gotta take a little excess. Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll run around the edge, super glue. Make sure it stays down, and then I can trim the excess fairly easily, I hope. Because it's going to be down in our behind our sticking to me nothing. Okay. Okay, there it goes. Now, and then sort of the same thing on the front here. And I think the sides were working pretty good, as was. Oh, forgot about the excess. Yeah. Not as much on the front. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say you should be putting this in before you assemble the chair. Can't get both sides to stay down. Even. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get. I'll put the glue on the front. I think maybe back to hot glue for that. It's solid in. Yeah, I'll put the glue on the front and the back, try and get it fairly level, and then I'll hopefully be able to poke it in with that. That's the plan right now, anyway. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Let's see, will this poke in now? Nope. I think that's just going to have to do. Okay, can't poke it in, can I throw this out? Looks good on one side. That's not too bad, actually, looking at my camera here. Get that string out of there. Okay. Like I said, wasn't planning on that being a 15-minute process, but there we go. Hopefully the rest will be easier. I think it will. Because right now, I just got to make us 6 little books. Let's find out how good their measurements are on their stickers and their book binding. Oops. it looks like. Like that, maybe. Yeah. Not. I've had better, I've had worse. So. Something like that's going to be my. Yep, good. I'm probably going to be looking at the bindings more than anything, but I still like the front to look good. Okay. Not too bad. And one last one. Alright, 6 books completed. And on to, looks like a deer. Okay, so it's supposed to go in here. Slide in from the side. Yeah, it's centered, so it's not. Okay, so something like so. Back to our. Do need to drop a super glue down in our little notch here. Great. It's throwing me off. The antlers aren't centered on our deer's head, but I think that's how we're supposed to do it. It must be seen from this side. Okay. And moving on. Yeah, it was just that material that slowed us down. Make a little old-timey phone. So, going that guy in the middle of these guys. Let me grab a. Guys, and then our handset receiver in the middle. Don't do them upside down. Make sure you got a notch in there. Okay. Straight edge here. Okay, that nut on the bottom. I think it's going to have to be a one at a time thing. But I might be able to do them both at once. And high risk, high reward here going for the super glue. That's a nice simple dot right on the middle. There. Looks pretty good there, in spite of myself. There. Edges. Alright. Now, this one. Top of that. So the same, just a drop. Lined up just a little bit of pressure. Off by just a hair there, but that's well within tolerance for me. Now I need to drop back in the center here. And pick a side and put our handset in. Very fragile there. Oh, fine tip there. And our dowel. This will be probably the hardest part, getting it fairly centered. Tweezers for this. Especially since it's not centered on the form. Alright. And say that completes us a phone. And I was hoping to do 2 more pieces, but I think this one may be a bit of a challenge, so it may just be a 1 more piece night. There's a display box, display case thing. It's going to be hinged open. Ones go in the bottom, it says. Like that. And this is going to go on the top of them. And then we're adding those. Okay. Looks like I'd rather go into the top ones first, so I'll allow that. Let's see. Well, maybe not, because that's not even close to even. Okay, so there, if I'm on a flat spot. guess get a dot on the end, maybe. That's where I want to go. Both sides and the end, I think. It should do it all for me anyway. Oops. Okay. Don't use a sharp point for that. It'll be alright. I'm going to glue those in place too. Alright, flush on the bottom. Now let's try it again without breaking it or splitting it. Pressure on there. They look pretty parallel. Okay. Now I'm assuming I'm supposed to do sort of a similar thing with this. Just, of course I've got my split there, but I think I should be able to ease you in around, push it down there, push it in from the sides. Yeah, and we'll get our case going. Yeah. Alright, that should do a trick. Let's just try to put our glue in the notches this time. Excuse me. A little bit too much on that one, probably that one too. Okay. 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 Extra glue back here. Let's knock you down. That's it. I think that's the good beginnings of a case. Yeah. Okay. This is going a little better than I thought it would, so maybe we will do one more step after this. Okay, now which one? Okay, that's the long side, so it's the base. Yeah. Now, didn't realize this was. That's a little bit more. I can do this after it's put in place. Yeah, I think I'll do a couple more layers. It's getting a little darker there. Okay. Now, it says do this one first, but I don't see any reason to not flip-flop. I think it just shouldn't matter, I don't think. We'll find out if I'm wrong. Let's see if I can just get a dot in each corner maybe. Yep. Over here. Line up. Maybe. Okay. pretty good. Almost forgot I've got a square. Yeah, sort of the same thing here. Just gonna drop down behind. No, you won't. Okay, maybe that's why we want to do that one first. Okay, so let me file out here, and I'll just sort of bevel this corner in a little bit. And no one will ever be the wiser, except a few people who watch this video. Okay, there we go. Perfect fit. Be ready to go. And the corners. And not like that. Maybe it would have been better to do that first, but I'm not sure I'd have been able to get those corners beveled to make that work. And that really did turn out clean. But there's our case, and we add a little more stain in here. More color on the bottom there. Yeah, that's sort of. I think that's enough. Yeah. Cool. Okay, where are we at now? So, yeah, I'm gonna make. I got one more thing to go. I think this shouldn't be too bad. Famous last words. One more. Sort of a display case or something here. Storage unit. Okay. Oops, and I forgot some. That's supposed to have some feet here. Okay. I'm not even going to worry about sanding those because they're going to be underneath in the shadows, I think. So looks like we're supposed to set them up going outward like this. A little bit more snug, I think. May get away without using glue on those. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. And 4 dividers. Okay, facing this way it says with the laminate. Something like that going on. So I think these do need some glue because they're going to end up being structural. But not much. I think I'll make sure I just tack them in place and do 2 at a time. front of our cabinet here. It's going into these three guys. It's going in here. Let's just before it even starts, just in case it needs it, I'm going to go ahead and set them up. A couple of dots on either side of this one. Make sure it stays down. There's a little doodad there. Now, flowers over here. And globe over there. Those actually go pretty okay too, but one of those better safe than sorry things. Edges there. There. Just make sure they stay where they're supposed to. Now we get to take two of our books. I'm going to do dark one and a light one. So you're supposed to, looks like we're supposed to hide our little notch here with this one, so I'm actually going to do, I get the B7000 out for this. I'm going to have a couple of minutes to maneuver my books around, to position them just right. Light one first. Dark one sort of crooked on top. Just a little bit crooked. Peeking out from underneath it. Alright. I think lost a lot of time on that first chair. I did, so I think that's going to do it for tonight. I don't want to overwhelm it here. I think it still turned out pretty good. Maybe I should have left a little more overhang on the edges to make it get that tucked in look. The front and back looks pretty good at least. Of course, got a few more books and our phone and I'm also pretty tickled how this turned out. I've made these before and they hadn't worked out that well. Looks like I'm pleased with that. Of course, our deer. Okay, cool. But I say slow start, but I think we'll progress as we go on. Typically these aren't that difficult on building. Definitely not going to be one of those crazy 15-day builds. So I'm thinking 4, maybe 5 days at the most. It's typical for a book nook like this. But progress has been made, so I'm happy. Alright folks, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on the link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel if you want to watch me do experiments every couple of times a month. Down here is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and that will be the playlist for this whole build once I get more than one video up. See you tomorrow.